What's up, y'all? Dan back at you with another video. This one is a big one. I know there's been a lot of people talking about this week's Rite of the Nine and how we didn't get a new dungeon in the rotation. It was Spire the Watcher again, and honestly, it's going to be Spire Watch again the week after. Now that we've had this whole new week come out, I wanted to wait to see what Bungie was going to announce and talk about regarding not telling us ahead of time that we were going to be on a 3-week rotation, and then we're going to have all of the dungeons unlocked for 1 week right before Edge of Fate releases. Finding this out allowed for the entire community to voice their opinions on it, and overwhelmingly said no, and they didn't like this change, and they didn't like being told ahead of time regarding, you know, this whole, I want to say, fiasco regarding this whole dungeon thing. You had streamers even going back to their Vidocs and talking about how they specifically worded it in a way that would make a player believe that we're going to have a week-to-week dungeon rotation, but depending on how you take those words, they could technically not be lying as well, as regards to being told one thing and giving us as the players another thing. At this point, a lot of people were upset about this, and Bungie's Destiny 2 team Twitter account has come out and talked about it. They made a post earlier this evening talking about that they were going to be changing these things and allowing for players to have a more understandable structure for going towards like playing week over week and getting all of their loot in a very decent time. So over the past, I would say 24 to 36 hours, let's just talk about, you know, a couple of the posts that they put out. Earlier today, they put out this morning just saying, hey, this is it. This is our rotation. This is what you're going to be expecting. And, you know, almost a deal with it type of response. Enough of the community obviously came back and was like, no, 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 and rightfully so. You know, Bungie tried to almost, in my opinion, gaslight the community into saying, hey, we told you this was going to happen. Why are you upset? And unfortunately, doubling down isn't the way to, you know, go about this. Just a few hours ago, they came in with another post, much longer, detailing the changes that they were going to be implementing starting this coming up future reset Tuesday, including Ghost of the Deep was going to be pushed up. Everything is getting removed as far as 3-week cycles, and then instead of it being a 3-week cycle, making it a 2-week cycle. So we're going to have Spire 2 weeks, then we're going to have Ghost of the Deep 2 weeks, and then we're going to have Prophecy 2 weeks. And then all of them are going to be unlocked for the rest of the event. And then for the final week of the season, we're going to be having a Ludapalooza type of thing where you'll be able to go and get all these holofolios and all these, you know, roles across all of the dungeons and farm pretty much as you want to. Now, on the one end, this is Bungie just kind of fixing a wrong that they created. So it isn't really worth praising them for this change, but it is also good in my opinion. I'm trying to think of a way to word this without being too aggressively negative. I am very happy that they're making this change, but I don't think it's fair to give them credit for a situation that they created. Now, these are really good changes, and in my opinion, they could have been better, but it's also understandable that maybe from a business perspective, they want to keep player engagement up, especially leading into a new expansion. But I think the content should, you know, do the heavy lifting as far as keeping players engaged and not making me have to log in week over week just to get these quests done. If you're looking at the way Pantheon and Into the Light was created, if you really think about it, Rites of the Nine is trying to be that, but it's failing tragically. This is hopefully going to make it a little bit better, but I don't think, you know, if they were to make a future Rites of the Nine in the future, that this is the formula they need to go for. That being said, I do think this is a really, really great change, and this is a decent compromise to a situation that they created themselves. Just a short video I wanted to talk about. If you are unaware, I'm pretty sure you've heard about the negatives that's happened regarding this situation, but this is a positive outcome to a negative. If you've been grinding Rites of the Nine or have any interest in future Rites of the Nine, let me know what you think about these changes in the comments. As always, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.